yeah. I don't believe in destiny, I just do what's best for me. Don't listen to my enemies, they're just full of jealousy. Yeah, this legacy, you gon' see what's left of me. You gon' see success in me, you ain't seen the rest of me. I just wanna be the best at what I know, better than the rest, just watch me grow. Put me to the test and watch me go. This is my quest, I'ma make it known. They call me obsessive, oh I know. Call me selective with my notes, call me aggressive with my flow. Call me offensive even though Joe, I ain't gonna lie, life's tough. Try to get by, life's rough. Try to do it right, it's not enough. Even though you try, you still mess up. But I'm still gonna fight for what I love, still gonna die for what I love. Still gonna try, I won't give up. Still gonna fight until I've won. They say I'm way too obsessed and I've got nothing left, and I'm not quite there yet, but those words they'll regret. Cause I've got something left and I'm not giving in. I will not let them win, I won't stop till the end, no. Some injuries, mentally and physically. Studied them religiously so I don't repeat history. And people won't admit to me they don't want a victory bad enough to get a C. They'd rather just go leave it be. And oh, this journey I've been on since 13, working hard and learning, never stopping searching. Yeah, it's burning, all this passion hurts me. I took action working, writing down these words. No, I'm not okay, I just wanna be something. I don't wanna be nothing, living all alone. No, I'm not alright, I'm just barely getting by. But I'll tell you I'm just fine, so you leave me alone. They say I'm way too obsessed and I've got nothing left, and I'm not quite there yet, but those words they'll regret. Cause I've got something left and I'm not giving in. I will not let them win, I won't stop till the end, no. Yo, I think that I lost my mind. Hours now is spent time grinding on the things I write, fighting through the sleepy nights. And still, man, I'm getting screwed. Haven't I paid my fucking dues? Algorithms pick and choose. We're all slaves to what they do. Wait, no, it's a gift. I can go from poor to rich if you figure out the switch to get to the top of it. I don't know, I don't care. I'm pulling out my fucking hair. I just wanna create and share, help the world become aware that you can do anything that you want to. You can be everything that you want to. I'ma teach how to cook some fondue and blow up on shorts on YouTube, huh? Ain't that crazy? That's what people doing daily. It ain't quick, they ain't lazy. It takes years to get that placement. And this world is fucking crazy. Man, what's been going on lately? Is this good? Yeah, amazing. Feels like a fever fucking danger. Shots of the heat, now I can feel it in my teeth, I feel the lyrics start to seep out my veins like I bleed. Drop that bass on the beat for a minute. When I spit these words to the beat, no limit. I don't make no sense, I don't need no gimmick. I'ma say what I think, be real specific, and I'm after the chase. I'ma pass on the race. You could ask me the way I attack every day. I adapt and I change, never cap, and I say what I mean, how I think, and you know I'm here to stay like, keep my head up, shit gets harder and I get fatter. But that don't get me nowhere, that gets you to give up. So I stay strong and do my thing, I never let up. If I get knocked down, best believe that I'ma get up. And this world is fucking crazy. Man, what's been going on lately? Is this good?
good, you're amazing. Feels like a fever fucking daydream.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. Anxiety, filling up every space, no privacy. And silently, it could build and build until you finally see, whoa, it's taking over, damn no closure, moving closer. No exposure, I just wanna be a loner. Some can't stay sober, looking over all their shoulders, like moving boulders just to get out of the home. It sucks, I've had enough, I don't wanna feel the stuck under the rug, all my problems that I shove. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough, nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me, but let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough, nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me, but let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff. It sucks when you finally feel like giving up. Oh God, no luck, everything feels like you're sticky stuck. I'm lost, handcuffed to the bed where I sleep, don't give a fuck. Can't stop, unplug, feeling overwhelmed, I think I've had enough. Gotta find a way to get some energy, gotta find someone who's a good friend of me. I need purpose to make it all worth it, I'm still searching and I'm still learning. I want a life that's filled with memories, not a life with regret in front of me. I need focus to keep me from hopeless psychosis if I keep moping. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.
Hello. How are you, Ed?
I'm good, John. Thanks. How are you?
I'm better now that we've started and we appear to have managed to get something running. But yeah. So there
It's
we
always
go.
it's always the last minute technical things, and is the volume right, and all of that good stuff.
Yeah. Does he sound a bit loud, people, or is he good? Right. Sounds good.
Whisper if
Sounds
I need
good.
to.
No, I think you're right. It's hard to tell. Chaz has got his special mask on now in honour of the rabbit hole. He's wearing the Donnie Darko mask.
Donnie Darko mask. Okay.
Yeah, the Donnie Darko rabbit mask. So it's quite scary.
Right.
Did you see it? No?
I'd have to look it up. I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Oh, it's scary. It's scary. It's horrible. It's horrible. Right. So
Speaking of scary and horrible, should we commence?
yeah, a couple of housekeeping points. I've been informed
yeah.
by my Lord and Master, the mighty Ben, President of Veridora, etc., that the chat will be addressed at the end of the show. We will go through it. We will prioritise anyone who has supported us through either Ko-fi, pardon me, the link on screen, or patreon.com/Chasing Dissent, or indeed through Super Chats on YouTube. So that are you told, people. That's it. So don't go thinking you're going to be chatting with us all through it unless it's with Ben, because I believe he may be moderating. But we'll address it in the back. And anyway, I've got an issue with the chat because I can't pop it out now, so it's way over there on the other side. So I wouldn't even be looking at it. So I forgot to take my Halloween things down, but I did remember to take the pumpkin off the screen. So there we go. That's how we stand at the moment. Ed, your wine of the week. What are you drinking tonight?
My wine of the week is one of my favourites.
Oh,
It's called the Sardine Submarine.
the Sardine
it's actually,
Submarine.
yeah, the Sardine Submarine. And I actually thought it was the Sardinian Submarine for ages until I actually read the label on the bottle and realised it's actually from Portugal.
Oh, right, Portuguese.
And it's lovely. It's available in Waitrose, I think. But particularly nice. The Portuguese they're a bit sneaky. They're like the Greeks. They keep all the good stuff for themselves and generally just ship all the stuff that they don't like. They kind of export it.
So I have a Pinot Grigio from Italia, 2022, courtesy of Iceland.
Sea of Iceland. Right. Yep. Cool.
What was it? I can walk to Iceland. Well,
that's why.
Not literally, but I can walk to the shop known as Iceland. But yeah, whereas anywhere else I need a vehicle, and one of the vehicles is under a tarpaulin trying to dry out, and the other one has been used by the missus.
Right.
So anyway,
Cool. So
shall we
begin?
Yes.
So this week's rabbit hole is Bohemian Grove.
Indeed.
And some people may have heard of it. There was a very famous video a while back, which we're not going to watch the whole thing, but I'm sure you can send people the link in chat or stick it under the video in the description box.
Hold on a minute, Ed. Hold on a minute. You're not showing up here for some reason. What's gone wrong? What's gone wrong with Ed? Where are you, Ed? Hold on.
I don't mind people. We can do it without the video.
There you go. We've got you now.
Cool. Me and the fish tank. Right, TV fish tank. Oh, in case anyone's wondering about that fish tank, it's actually a very cool screensaver called Dream Aquarium. Mm-hmm. And I think if you Google Dream Aquarium, it'll come up. I think it's dreamaquarium.com or something like that. And for not a lot of money, I think it's 16 quid a year. And if you have a big flat screen TV connected to a computer, it's most excellent.
Cool.
So that's enough plugs. Right, Bohemian Grove. Now, the Bohemian Club, let's understand this to start with. Bohemian Grove is a place. John, if you could just pop slide 4 up.
Yes, I can do that. I will be with you in a second. Slide 4. There you go. Where is
That's it? Just slightly north of San Francisco.
So is it still in California?
Grove,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Right,
it's in California. It's in the redwood forests. So if you pop open slide 2, you will see that it is they even have a website, which is what we'll see. And it's the Bohemian Club is the group that owns Bohemian Grove. Mm-hmm. And we call it Bohemian Grove mainly because of the Alex Jones video.
Yeah.
But the club itself it's a private club founded in 1872. So it's been going for a very long time. Founded in San Francisco, obviously in California. And it's an annual summer retreat. Well, the annual summer retreat called Bohemian Grove in the Redwood Forest. So the Grove is the summer retreat and the place, and the club is the people who organize it. And it's about 75 miles north of San Francisco, as you can see on the map a minute ago.
Yeah.
The club's membership consists mostly of prominent individuals, and by prominent I mean really prominent. And they come primarily from business, politics, academia, and the arts. Past members have included US presidents, scientists, military leaders, bankers, industrialists, and entertainers. The club and its annual event gained notoriety in the 1980s and 90s due to claims of occult rituals and secret agenda setting amongst the world's elite. One source of these claims stems from a clandestine filmed video from 2000 that appears to show a ritual ceremony in front of a large stone owl idol.
Moloch. Is that Moloch?
Yeah, I mean, we could run that video now if you like.
Right. Okay. Let's give it a shot and see if it goes.
For people who haven't seen it.
Tournament where my friend John said he found a body in the bushes over there. I ran over there because I'm a healing monk to try and help, but obviously my magic wasn't strong enough because the dude's body was
Let me try it.
There should be. I mean, there is an audio feed.
So shall we burn thee once again this night? And the flames that keep thine effigy, we shall read the sign. Midsummer sets us free. You burn me once again. Not with me, flame, which hither ye have fought from regions where I...
So, how much of this do we wish to play?
Probably, because I can't actually hear anything, so I've got no idea where it's playing.
Well, we've come through to them shouting down the megaphone that the people saying the kind of poem thing, you know.
Right. Yeah. No. Just okay. Let's leave it there. So people have an idea of what we're talking about now.
Indeed, they do.
And that, yeah. And I mean that particular thing it's called the cremation of care ceremony, and we'll come back to that in a minute. But we'll just so that's essentially what's caused the controversy, and obviously the Bohemian Club maintains that its events are largely benign bonding and networking opportunities combined with traditional arts activities and entertaining.
Mm-hmm. That looks like a really traditional arts activity and entertainment. You know, guys dressed in sheets, with flaming torches in a wood.
Yeah,
in the middle of the
doing
night.
incantations. Yeah, in front of a giant statue of an owl that looks distinctly like Moloch. I mean, it's yeah. Anyway, so let's just give people a bit of a history. Founded in 1872 by journalists and artists in San Francisco, who were inspired by the Bohemian artistic communities of Europe. The founders sought to establish a group where like-minded individuals could gather in a spirit of brotherhood to discuss literature, arts, and culture. Within a few years, the membership expanded to include businessmen, military officers, and politicians as well. In the late 1800s, the club established the tradition of an annual summer encampment where members could escape the city for a retreat in nature. So it's basically a summer camp for rich people. Yeah. And that's the air that they try and sell it with is because it's not something that Europeans have, but Americans very much have this tradition of, as kids, of going to summer camp.
Yeah.
And it's I mean, I think it's kind of the American capitalist thing, because it means that they don't have to give the parents loads of time off in the summer.
Oh yeah, because you don't get a lot of holidays. Good idea. You don't get a lot of holidays in America. I think you only get 2 weeks a year.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. But it's, and to be honest, I mean, I know I have American friends who have been to summer camps, and they absolutely love them, and they've made friends that have been lifelong friends, and they've had some amazing experiences and all of that kind of stuff. But I don't really seem to recall any of them discussing rituals with flaming torches in front of giant owls. So,
yeah, but that's like for the kid version level of summer camps, because I don't know if you've got colleges in here as well, but you know, all those secret societies that come about in colleges.
It's I mean, we're gonna not necessarily, because I mean, some of them, like Skull and Bones, that's a whole rabbit hole in itself.
Yeah.
But we're gonna touch on some of them, because there's also a female version of Bohemian Grove.
Yeah.
So they held their first event in various locations around the California wilderness before settling permanently at Bohemian Grove along the Russian River in Sonoma County in 1899. A club headquarters building was constructed there over the years, along with accommodation facilities and entertainment stages. Throughout the 20th century, the Bohemian Club expanded its membership across the American elite, welcoming U.S. presidents such as Theodore Roosevelt, Herbert Hoover, Dwight Eisenhower, Richard Nixon, and other notable members have included Mark Twain, Henry Ford, Walter Cronkite, Colin Powell, Buzz Aldrin. So, yeah. Buzz Aldrin. Okay, so if we go to slide 5.
Buzz Aldrin.
That's just...
He's a Mason as well, isn't he?
Well, yeah, we know Buzz from our UFO rabbit hole.
Yeah. And is there any connection between
not UFO rabbit hole, moon landing rabbit hole?
Maybe I'm jumping ahead here. Is there any connection between Masonry and the Grove?
Not that I found, not directly, but lots of members of the Grove
are Masons.
Are almost, or of the club are Masons. Right. I mean, it could be, who knows? I mean, they're secret clubs. That, I mean, if you just pop open slides, slide 3 is an interesting one, because that's one of their mottos: "Weaving spiders come not here."
And what does that mean?
I have no idea.
Weaving spiders come not here.
Was this the short answer to that?
Was this a precursor to Google? I.e., don't send your search engines here.
It's one of those you just come. It's just you get loads of different meanings that just don't seem. It just seems like misdirection. So if anyone in the chat's got any better idea, then let us know. Slide 5 is just what the camp facilities look like. I thought it might be nice to give people an idea
Oh, so
It's
this
supposed
is
to be a rich person at a club.
this is kind of like
It's just
a
one of the
lodge.
shallows.
Yeah, I think, and you'll see them
Yeah.
if you watch the Alex Jones video, because he just basically just walked in and they took up residence in an
It was
empty
amazing.
chalet. I mean, there was no security, nothing. He just basically walked in and started swanning about as if they were entitled to be there, and they didn't really get challenged for what, at least a day, maybe two.
Yeah. I mean, it was such a coup, but it also shows you, for all of his bluster, Alex Jones has got a serious set of brass
Cojones.
knuckles, not knuckles, cojones.
Cojones.
Okay, so let's continue. Now, membership has been predominantly white men, although a few women and African Americans have been allowed to join in recent decades. So if you go down, in terms of the activities, what they get up to, the cremation and care ceremony that you guys just saw is the most well-known ritual at the 2-week Bohemian Grove retreats. And it involves the burning of an effigy by a lakefront altar adorned with a 40-foot concrete owl statue. Club members wearing cloaks and hoods, yeah, cloaks is generous, make an opening procession before the ceremonial pyre lighting. An actor impersonating a high priest makes a flowery speech on behalf of the group to discharge their worldly burdens before the festivities. This pyrotechnic display allows attendees to shrug off their roles and responsibilities in the outside world and to enjoy a carefree time at Bohemian Grove. Now, the darker side of that is that it is some kind of occult ritual which essentially absolves the people participating in the ritual of all of the bad stuff that they've done over the previous year, which is why it's the cremation of care. It's like throwing all of your cares in the care cup,
Right, okay.
kind of thing, and then burning it or flushing it.
So it was,
And there's something
Hancock involved
kind
in
of
this?
sinister. I'm sure. Look, I'm sure he would. He's such a little attention-seeking, unpleasant little
Runt.
words I can't use on
Runt.
a YouTube stream without getting you guys into trouble. But suffice it to say, my opinion of Matt Hancock is so low that he would have to work incredibly hard just to disappoint me. And I bet you if someone asked him to go and join the Bohemian Club, he would be on his knees with his mouth open before you could say BJ.
If you could say, what was her name? What was her name? What was it?
No, I'm not.
Gina.
I'm on best behavior.
Yes, right. Carry on, Len. Carry on.
So but at the same time, the only real knowledge we have of what happens inside that club is what Alex Jones managed to clean. They are, as with all of these things, the security is, I mean, obviously it wasn't, but it is now.
Yeah.
Extremely tight. And I mean, conspiracy theorists and some of the darker stuff that I've read talk about the devil worship and satanic rituals.
I'm on slide 9 just now. Should I be somewhere else?
Yep. No, let's go to, well, if you go to slide 7, that's an interesting one because that's showing you Ronald Reagan and Richard Nixon.
That's Ronald Reagan with black hair.
Gives
who's
you
that guy standing up?
I'm not entirely sure. I should actually know his name, and I meant to look it up, but I'm being useless. And he does, but I can't quite place him. But they essentially, one of the controversial things about it is these what they call lakeside talks, and it's where club members they make speeches, and they speak privately. There's no group recordings, no transcripts, and they've had. I mean, past speakers have included George H.W. Bush, Dick Cheney, George W. Bush, Henry Kissinger, Mitt Romney, Walter Cronkite, people like that. And there are all sorts of rumors that that's where a lot of real plotting and agenda setting happens among the global elite.
It all looks very hippy-dippy,
you have to-
doesn't it? They're all lounging about on the grass and sitting on rocks and
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, that's slide 8 that you're looking at.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean that one looks like it's probably from 50s or 60s, judging by the character and the cut of the trousers and stuff. And it's the whole thing. If you click on slide 10, that shows you. It's very difficult. I really struggled to actually find any kind of decent quality close-up picture of the Moloch statue, the owl.
Yeah. But it is ginormous.
But it's clearly been there for a very long time. So whatever they've been doing that involves that owl, they've been doing it for a while.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now, where are we? We've done that bit. Yeah, so they do all sorts of, they have supposedly concerts, mainstream entertainment, lectures, plays, comedy shows. It's billed as a kind of arty-farty, like you said, sort of hippie, San Francisco-y type. If you're going to San Francisco, don't forget to wear flowers in your hair and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But one has to remember that San Francisco, whilst being the heart of the hippie movement, also has a much darker side, and some of the serious like satanic covens and just that occult side of things is also centered around that part of the world. So it makes you wonder. Hang on.
Well, I see you've got, the slide of the owl shrine. You've got Moloch or Minerva. So is there one name or the other, or is it interchangeable?
Well, the officially it's Minerva. Let me just check that. Just bear with me one moment. Do a bit of quick on-the-fly research.
Meanwhile, people, if you're enjoying this show and possibly others of this ilk, it would be very advantageous to us if you would like, subscribe and share. Go out, evangelize, tell people about us. If you really want to go that extra hog, you can always drop us a donation. Details on screen.
Cool. Right, that's the little advert break. Okay, so Moloch and Minerva. Mm-hmm. Moloch is a pagan god associated with child sacrifices in the Bible. He was worshipped by some ancient Ammonite and Canaanite cultures. Ooh, or Canaanite? Yeah. Canaanite? Anyway, the name Moloch is derived from the word Melech, meaning king, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing those right. Minerva is a Roman goddess of wisdom, medicine, commerce, handicraft, poetry, and magic. She is the equivalent of the Greek goddess Athena.
All right.
Moloch was seen as... So we've got Moloch and Minerva. They're basically opposites.
Yeah.
Completely. So Minerva is what the club says it is, and Moloch is
what it really is.
We can't say what it really is. Ultimately, we do have to. We do try and do the balance.
You're the balance. I'm the unbalanced one.
No, it's great. The White Files has Hecklefish, and I've got John.
Yeah. Moloch, lizard people.
Moloch was seen as a destructive god that demanded sacrifice, while Minerva was a nurturing goddess who brought civilization.
Yeah.
Worship of Moloch is mentioned several times in the Old Testament, where child sacrifice was practiced in his name by pagan cultures. The practice was condemned in Judaism and Christianity. Minerva was one of the most important and revered goddesses in Roman mythology. She was part of the Capitoline, I think, triad, along with Jupiter and Juno. Temples dedicated to Minerva were present in many Roman cities. She was associated with the arts, education, and commerce. The festivals like oh god, these names. Quinquateria, I think. Yeah, Quinquateria involved artistic competitions, whereas Moloch represents raw destructive power. Minerva represents wisdom, creativity, and strategy. She embodies the more positive traits associated with civilization and progress. The contrast between these two ancient deities from different cultures highlights the differences between violence and domination and knowledge and creation as divine attributes. So, that was a bit of a... That's... where are we? So the Owl Shrine video, which we just watched, which was 2000, and Alex Jones covertly filmed inside Bohemian Grove and captured footage of the cremation of care ceremony. This video introduced much of the world to the rituals of Bohemian Grove for the first time, leading many to speculate about their occult significance. The most striking element is the 25-foot stone owl shrine where the cremation of care occurs. Jones claimed this owl represented the winged creature Moloch, which is associated with ritual sacrifice in the Bible. He believed the cremation of care was a satanic ritual based around sacrificing a human effigy to please this pagan idol. Other theorists have linked the owl statue to the Greek goddess Athena, or to the Greek Egyptian god Osiris, and the Mesoamerican legends of the feathered serpent god Quetzalcoatl.
Could you
However, this club...
Could you scooch slightly back to your left? You're kind of taking yourself off screen. Thanks.
Oh, sorry. I was leaning. Yeah, my chair. I think hang on a minute. My armrest is a little bit lower than it is normally. However, the club maintains the owl is simply intended as an artistic symbol of wisdom and not tied to any sinister occult meaning. The cremation of care ceremony is merely a traditional way of leaving your worldly cares behind, according to club members. It's that thing about leaving worldly cares behind.
Yeah, that's a bit sus, isn't it? That's like it's like absolution for your past sins, you know, isn't it?
And yeah, I mean, the thing is, ultimately, we also have Occam's razor, and I don't know how many people know Occam's razor. And it was with William of Ockham, and I can't remember what year it was, but Occam's razor says that the simplest explanation is usually the correct one.
Yeah.
So on the one hand, we have what the club says, and it's all just artists and powerful people getting together at this club. And it's very difficult to get inside these places. The secrecy of the lakeside talks, elaborate costumes, the rituals. People like us are going to ask questions about these things. I mean, it's understandable. Alex Jones's video caused an absolute stir, and this was back in the days where the internet was in its infancy. And a lot of what Alex was doing was videos and DVDs, and like there was bits of video online, but I mean, I think 2000 is even before YouTube. Yeah. Memory serves. Yeah. I can't remember what year YouTube came out.
Yeah, and you can see the quality of the video is appalling. You know, it's obviously shot on pretty, probably on a camcorder or something like that. You know.
Yeah, guaranteed. And yes, the thing is that the club would have us believe that it's all just wealthy men behaving strangely on retreat, and they're just getting drunk and they're getting rid of their cares in front of a big owl statue and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of these secret societies do have weird, like, rituals and stuff. We have secret handshakes, we have different symbols, we have different words that they use, and it always seems to be the super rich. It's like a lot of these places are invite only.
Yeah, like Davos as well. That's the same kind of thing.
Yeah,
isn't it?
I mean, it's like people like you and me, and I'm sure our audience don't get invited to these places. And I mean, not that we'd go even if we were invited. But they They attract a very specific type of people. Now, one of the things that I thought, which it was one of the, it actually came up on my radar a while ago. I think it was in 2018. Actually, no, it can't have been. I think it was 2000. It was earlier than that, 2004. But there was a story about camp staff who was suing the Bohemian Club for not paying them wages properly and stuff like that. So for this presentation, I thought, let's see what we can find about the Bohemian Club staff issues. So if you go to slide 11, that's just one of the headlines. And so in 2000, 8 former camp valets sued the Bohemian Club for $5 million in damages for being secretly videotaped changing clothes by hidden cameras. They claimed it was done to provide club members with voyeuristic entertainment, and the club settled the case in 2005. The same valets were, they also...
It's a bit naughty.
Yeah, and I mean, there's rumors of weird rituals and stuff being kind of really demeaned and having to, it's like making you change dirty underwear or dirty sheets at 3:00 in the morning. That kind of not the sort of thing that you would necessarily want to be doing for a job. And then in 2004, we had a former chef at the club sued for wrongful termination, claiming he was fired for refusing to discriminate against female and minority employees. He said he was told to specifically exclude hiring blacks or Mexicans in kitchen roles. The case was settled out of court in 2006. In 2018, 2 former camp maintenance employees filed lawsuits alleging racial discrimination and mistreatment, including derogatory nicknames used by management and unsafe working conditions leading to injuries. One case was dismissed while the other was settled privately in 2020. In general, critics have accused the club of not reflecting its social liberal ideals in the way lower-class service workers are treated at the Bohemian Grove encampment. Lawsuits have aimed to shed a light on a culture of racial bias and exploitation of labor, according to plaintiffs. The club has challenged the lawsuits, but also moved to improve hiring diversity in recent years. Notice they say hiring diversity and not like quality of employment.
Yeah.
So, but again, you can't, a lot of it's difficult to substantiate, because one of the things that I found in the research is that the former, like the camp members who sue, when they do sue, and if the camp settles, they basically have to sign non-disclosures.
Yeah.
And the other thing that they say is that the camp actually denies employing some people completely,
right? Because
it's all done under the table. So they don't register, and they obviously don't pay employment taxes and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And then if something happens and there's a complaint with the employee, they just turn around and say, oh, no, we don't know who this person is. They never worked for us. And this, I mean, to me, it says a lot. It really does. You kind of...
well, it's quite worrying as well. It's quite worrying as well because, I mean, and call me cynical and well, I don't know what else you would call me. But
we already know you're cynical.
Yeah,
I don't need to call you cynical. You're like Mr. Cynical.
But if you're
a Mr. Man, you would be Mr. Cynical.
If you're employing people that you have no record of, if they see something they shouldn't, then it wouldn't be that hard for them to disappear.
Exactly. And there's just a weirdness. I mean, okay, you can have a summer camp, you can have talks. But this is like, because I mean, we all know about, well, most of the people listening have probably heard the name Bilderberg before.
Yeah.
And I mean, even the Trilateral Commission is kind of an offshoot of Bilderberg, because David Rockefeller wanted to bring Asians into Bilderberg, and the Bilderberg members wanted to keep it the Europeans and the Americans. And so Rockefeller set up the Trilateral Commission.
What about the Council for Foreign Relations? Is that?
That's different. The Council for the Council on Foreign Relations it's like the Royal Institute for International Affairs, that's a whole. I mean, there's a massive rabbit hole, those two, because the Royal Institute for International Affairs is also known as Chatham House, which is where the famous Chatham House rule comes from. Now,
Keith was talking there today.
Well, yeah, I mean, all of these gatherings, I'm sure it applies in the Bohemian Grove, it applies to Bilderberg, it applies at the WF Bags meeting in Davos. But of all of those, the little WF weasels, they're like the janitorial staff compared to the Bilderbergers.
Yeah.
And I suspect that people are groomed in Davos, and then they kind of progress from there to some of these other secret societies. But one thing that all of these different groups and meetings and people share is that their meetings and stuff operate under what's called Chatham House rules. And you'll see it in business as well. I mean, I've had to do work with clients, and we've done gatherings and stuff, and they make a point of saying this is all being done under Chatham House rules. And Chatham House rules state that you can talk about what happened in a meeting, but you're not allowed to reference anybody who said anything. So you can't say, "Oh, Bill Gates said we should do X, Y, Z." You could say, we were talking about maybe doing X, Y, Z.
It was suggested that maybe we could do such and such.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
not
all of
by
that
whom?
comes from the Royal. Well, yeah, absolutely. And so that's the Royal Institute for International Affairs, because that's based at Chatham House.
Yeah.
And the Council on Foreign Relations comes from that. And all of these things actually stem back to Cecil Rhodes. So perhaps one of our future rabbit holes should actually be about Cecil Rhodes.
Perhaps it should.
Because it was his. I mean, he died in his 30s, and his will. I mean, bear in mind that Cecil Rhodes started, Zimbabwe before it. It used to be called Rhodesia.
Yeah.
Well, there was Northern Rhodesia and Southern Rhodesia. Yep. Northern Rhodesia became Zambia, and Southern Rhodesia became Zimbabwe.
Ian Smith and all that.
But he also, I mean, he founded De Beers, the diamond producer, and also Anglo-American, which is one of the world's largest diamond. Anyway, Rhodes left his will. He didn't have any kids or anything else.
Yeah.
And he actually left his will. His executor was Alfred Milner. And Rhodes's whole will was basically dedicated. He dedicated,
Where have I heard
Milner
that
Group?
Name? Right. Okay.
Milner Group. Yeah. There's a lot of shenanigans that they started. Some claim that they actually engineered World War One.
Yeah.
And we're going down a whole nother rabbit hole here, so I'm going to cut this a little bit short. But we'll I'll tell you what. Let's do this for the next one. Let's do Cecil Rhodes.
Okay.
Next time. Because it's fascinating, because he's tied up to so much, because Rhodes actually left he dedicated his will, and there was 14 volumes of it. He had so much money. He didn't just leave a couple of sheets of paper. It was like 14 books of what he wanted done with his money.
Another Carnegie.
Rhodes actually makes a lot of those other, he was like 5 robber barons all rolled into one.
God.
Because Carnegie did railways, and Rockefeller did oil, but Rhodes was Southern Africa. Much.
Yeah, okay.
And he left his will was dedicated to bringing the United States back into the British Empire, and a lot of what happened relating to World War One and World War Two and stuff that's happened since, you could actually see as fulfillment of that, which is creepy. But let's put that on the list for next one. I was actually going to think about doing Jill Dando next time, because someone asked me about that. But I think Cecil Rhodes might be a bit more interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get back to the current rabbit hole.
Get back on track. Back to the grove.
This is the problem with rabbit holes. You go down one rabbit hole, and suddenly you're off down some completely different one. But that was basically. I mean, it was kind of apropos because we're sort of at the end of the Bohemian Grove part of this, and there's not, as with these secret societies, we're not members, we've got no inside knowledge, so the only thing we can really do is speculate, and I'm prepared to speculate with stuff that's rational and to touch upon the stuff that's more esoteric and we don't really know about, but I'm not going to do an Alex Jones and start trying to claim that these people are Satanists doing all kinds of stuff. Lizard people, even though I think some of them aren't lizard people, just absolutely. Maybe we need to try and get a hecklefish on the show. It's like we don't want to interview AJ. We want to interview
Hecklefish. Yeah. Hey AJ, can we interview Hecklefish?
Oh, that would actually be awesome. Now, if you go
that probably won't
12,
happen after I made that short slagging his show for getting it wrong. Anyway, right, slide what?
Slide 12.
Slide 12.
Because there is actually a female version of the Bohemian Club called Belizean Grove. Now, it's not as big. It's restricted to 150 members. And it's not as old because it was only founded in 1999.
And where is it?
It was also founded in San Francisco.
Oh, right, okay.
As a private club for elite women leaders to forge bonds and address issues specific to women in high positions. It was modeled after the Bohemian Club as a way for women to also have their own summer retreat free from men. The founder, Susan Stoutberg, was one of the first female members of the Bohemian Club, starting in 1993. She wanted to create a similar space for professional women to relax and be themselves. Yeah. And I was just thinking about Hillary Clinton relaxing and being herself, but let's not go there because I'm really not feeling suicidal. The name Belizean Grove was chosen to evoke an outdoor wooded area like the Bohemian Grove. Membership is by invitation only and consists of influential women in business, politics, art, academia, and more. Notable members have included U.S. Supreme Court Justices Sandra Day O'Connor and Ruth Bader Ginsburg, diplomat Condoleezza Rice, filmmaker Nora Ephron, and former Yahoo CEO Marissa Mayer. Also known as the woman who torpedoed Yahoo in the face. The maximum membership is restricted to 150 women, as I said a minute ago. They host a 3-day annual retreat in mid-May at various locations. So it's a lot shorter. The Bohemian Grove is 2 weeks, and it's always in the same place, whereas this one is 3 days. And it's like...
It's a girls' weekend.
It's basically but it's a girls' weekend for super rich girls who essentially take over high-end resorts in San Diego, Santa Barbara, and Puerto Vallarta, in Mexico.
It's a pale imitation of the real thing.
But whatever.
Let's face it. They've got to get back, to get the washing and all that done before the guys get back from the.
Christ. Well, okay. Well, the ladies, if you need to unload on John in the chat, then do feel free, because that was a little bit. What are you, some sort of sexist, misogynist dinosaur?
No. Probably. Who cares? Let's face it. These women haven't seen the inside of a dishwasher. Never mind a sink for a long time. These people have servants to do everything for them.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the usual. That's just cultural activities, yoga, hiking, blah blah blah. There's no. I mean, from what I could find, there's nothing like rituals in front of large owl statues. I mean, the Belizean Grove seems to be much more. It's almost like a Bilderberg-y sort of. It's like a cross between Bilderberg and Sex in the City.
It reminds me. Did you ever watch? Did you ever watch any of the old Hammer horror movies or read any Dennis Wheatley books or anything like that?
No. not really my thing.
It kind of reminds me of like Ride with the Devil, you know, where they were taking the guy was going to get indoctrinated into the cult, and they were going through the woods at night and things like that to try and break him out of this cult.
Mm-hmm.
So Bohemian Grove kind of strikes me as that kind of ambience about it, where they're you know, they're either going to sacrifice people or they're indicting them. What would you call it? You know, bringing them into the club, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. What's the word? Inducting.
Mm-hmm. That's it. My memory's going. I think it's either the alcohol or age. Now, I was I was thinking that if I kept the alcohol consumption up, it would kill off the less able brain cells, thus giving the other ones a good chance. I don't think it's working.
No, but it makes things more fun. That's what I think.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, honestly, with Clown World, we have to have things that amuse us.
Oh,
and my
God,
things
mate.
that amuse me are drinking wine, smoking more than I should, and replacing Rishi Sunak's head with Roland Rat at every single possible opportunity.
Yeah.
And also, Rat fans, watch out on Twitter after the show, because just as we were coming on, I saw a picture of Rishi do it with Elon Musk.
Oh, yeah.
And
Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
Did you see him with Kamala Harris?
No, that one's. Oh no, that Rishi's team is getting more sneaky because they've started putting him in front of other people, and when I do the Roland head, I have to Photoshop bits of the real Rishi head out of the original picture. It's actually quite fun, if I'm saying. It's one of the reasons I like doing it. But when they put people there, it's much more difficult because you end up extending people's faces over and stuff. It gets a bit weird. Anyway, back to the show, because I keep going off on tangents, I'm afraid.
It's weird. Putting Rathead on your Prime Minister, and it's now getting weird. You think?
But it's not as weird as putting Beaker from the Muppets head on the leader, His Majesty's leader of loyal opposition, or whatever the hell Keir Starmer is called. Anyway, we're actually nearly at the end of the Bohemian Grove bit. I thought I would touch on a few of the other secret societies. We have. Let's go with, obviously, Skull and Bones, which is slide 13. You can see it's called the Crypt.
Wrong one, right?
Skull and Bones is an interesting one, because Skull and Bones has had members who have been.
Was it Yale or Harvard?
Yeah, it's Yale. And I mean, it's George Bush, John Kerry.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Skull and Bones is so powerful that they've actually had members who were on both the Democrat and Republican tickets in the same election. So they've had Skull and Bones members running against each other.
Yeah.
In
it doesn't
US
matter.
Elections.
It's the same. It's the same back home in Blighty, isn't it? I mean, they all went to the same universities. Tony Blair went to the same uni as. Who was he running against? I can't even remember. But you know, they all know each other. It's all a big club. It's just a game.
Well, I mean, there are similarities between Skull and Bones and Bohemian Grove. I mean, they're both very old, male-only elite clubs shrouded in secrecy. Mm-hmm. And Skull and Bones was founded at Yale in 1832, so it's very old. They both hold annual ceremonial rituals. In the case of Skull and Bones, it's on Deer Island, which is near Yale.
So it
also involves. Go on.
What was Skull and Bones formed for then? Is it just like I mean, these days you would have like the theatre club or the photography club?
Well, no, it's a fraternity. It's something that you don't really have in.
Yeah, we don't have that kind of thing.
Yeah, no, it's a fraternity which American university students would recognise.
It's not a Greek letter fraternity.
No.
You know, like a Phi Kappa thing.
I think the Skull and Bones symbol is actually Skull and Bones.
Yeah.
But they have these weird esoteric rituals. I mean, some of the stories that come out of Skull and Bones are really pretty disgusting. I mean, they burn effigies, all of that kind of thing. They both have prominent members. I wouldn't be surprised if bonesmen, as they are called, also go to Bohemian Grove.
Yeah.
There's also a female equivalent called Scroll and Key, which is also at Yale.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not to be confused with Bones and Scroll, which is Yale's second oldest senior society.
So there's Skull and Bones, Scroll and Key,
and
then there's
Bones and Scroll.
Bones and Scroll. Is Bones and Scroll unisex or is it bisexual? Bisexual?
I didn't think to look that one up.
Oh my God! You should have. I mean, that's the first question that Hecklefish is going to ask.
Oh no! Hang on. No, copied Bones. Hang on a minute. Skull and Bones,
That Scroll and Key building looks awfully like a pagoda that was on
Bones and Scroll is for men.
Right, I'm on slide 15. I'm looking at Scroll and Key, which is a women's version of Skull and Bones, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at that and thinking that pavilion looks very similar to one that would be coloured blue and white on a certain island.
Yep, I had that thought too. Yes, there is, and there's something about the arches and there's all symbolism. I mean, if you look on the I don't know what it's called at the bottom, just above the
balustrade
bush thing,
balustrade.
Like yeah. I mean, that has some weird star-like sort of symbols on
almost
them.
like star forts.
They look a bit like,
and they're
star
along
forts.
the roof.
Actually,
they're along the roof as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then then they seem to be punctuated by small kind of penises that divide them up.
You're trying. Look, you were the one that said we've got to keep it clean and we've got to not get ourselves.
I'm using the proper medical term.
Well, you had to go there.
Okay, there's some stone phallic symbols across the top of it.
And there's phallic symbols on the balustrade as well.
Mm-hmm.
And
indeed,
actually, if you start looking for phallic symbols, if you look
they're everywhere
underneath each, they're
freaking everywhere.
But we also have like swift change of subject. Let's go to slide 16 because there's the Cecile Club in Cycle. Oh, I asked for help translating. Whatever.
When you're speaking French, always give up the word towards the end of it. So you see the last letter, never pronounce it. So just go Cycle. You just give up on everything. You know, like Monsieur.
Anyway, so that one was established in 1944. And it's a highly secretive club made up of top French CEOs, politicians, financiers, aristocrats. And its membership is estimated to be around 500 influential power brokers.
Well, they look like they're having a seance.
Yeah, they do a bit. Well, that's just one of the more esoteric pictures I found for it.
Okay.
I mean, the way that the French one is portrayed is basically a secret dinner club.
I've moved on. I inadvertently moved. A secret dinner club.
I mean, we've got some that I don't have slides for. There's an Australian one called. Yeah, well, that was kind of when I was looking through all of the different pictures, and because I mean, I didn't really have time to go into it in masses of detail, but all of the pictures and stuff that I was looking at just seemed to portray it as a secret dinner club. And they have a.
This just takes you back to your childhood. Basically, you go in, you sit down, and you get your dinner served to you, and you go, "Where's the menu?" And you go, "There's your dinner. If you don't eat it, you're not getting it."
Oh dear!
Is that a secret dinner club?
You don't eat your meat, you can't have any pudding. Anyway,
and if you don't eat it, you'll get it for your breakfast. I'm not made of money.
Oh dear. Yeah, so Australia has one called the Family, which is a prominent group of Australians.
Dodgy.
It's like neighbours.
That sounds really dodgy, though. That's like, oh, we keep it in the family. Well, do you now? Yes, okay. I'm sure you do. Is that why you've got 6 fingers and toes?
But that one is it's just conservative causes, and they kind of want to try and turn Australia into America, and you can see where the influence comes from, but it doesn't seem like it doesn't have the same power and influence as something like the Bohemian Grove.
See, I quite like Australia. I used to like Australia, right? have you been to Australia, Ed?
No.
I quite liked Australia. I went to Australia, and there's a lot to like about it. But there are a couple of things that put me off. One, it is halfway house between the UK and America, right? So it's halfway. It doesn't quite know what it wants to be. The other thing that puts me really off it is everybody talks as if they're asking you a question all the time.
Now they want to be the world's...
Sorry?
No, I was just thinking during the you-know-what, they tried to turn the place into the world's largest prison island.
Well, yeah, them
and
New Zealand, yeah.
Yeah, well, Max Egan coined the term Alcatralia, which
that's quite apt.
It was pretty apt for a while. So
there's another rabbit hole, Max Egan. You could do a rabbit hole on him.
Max, I think Max is awesome. Max is like a guru. He's like
he's like a guru. If a guru,
Australian guru.
Yeah, he's like a guru that doesn't have a freaking clue about anything.
No, that's not true. No, that's not true. Max,
come on. He's a bit off the wall, right? He is a bit off the wall.
He's always been a bit off the wall. Yeah, but in amongst the thing I like about Max is his fighting spirit, and well, he's got a good. The thing about I just like Max. I have time for Max. I mean,
I'm not dissing Max. I mean, I've listened to Max, and he is great to fall asleep to because he's got that kind of melodious voice that just lulls you off. It does, into the land of dreams. But I mean, he's all right. He's all right. He's just he is a wee bit off the wall without being full blown Alex Jones.
I mean, I like the ones that are off the wall because the ones that aren't are all, apart from being boring, they're also the ones that are trying to lock us down and turn society into a dystopian nightmare.
Yeah,
and we need
Elon Musk. Elon Musk, he's just like, he must be one of the most boring men ever. Really, I mean, all he wants to do is talk shite on Twitter, launch Starlink satellites, and then show us pictures of. Oh, did you see the picture? Did you see the picture of Curiosity on Devon Island? With a fly on it. With a fly on it.
Didn't we do that one in our moon landings rabbit hole?
Yeah, Devon Island. Devon Island, Canada. That's where Curiosity rover is.
So, last but not least, well, actually, last and very much least, we have the English version, which is.
Oh, I see some well-kent faces there.
Yeah, the Bullingdon Club, which is founded in 1780 at Oxford University, and it's an exclusive all-male dining club known for its lavish banquets and rowdy behaviour. Notable past members include former Prime Ministers Boris Johnson and David Cameron. And I don't know if people know about the rumour about David Cameron having his you-know-what.
Oh, they did a dark, what's it called? A black...
Yeah, supposedly...
what's that called? The black... what was that series called? Black Mirror. They did a Black Mirror on it. Did you not see that one? Where the
No, I haven't.
Right, so the Prime Minister...
No, I haven't watched Black Mirror yet.
The Prime Minister, who was obviously David Cameron, right? I mean, this guy was dead ringer for him. So the Prime Minister's daughter gets kidnapped. And the guy says he will release her unharmed if David Cameron has sexual relations on TV with a pig. Well, they don't call him David Cameron. And basically he does it. But the twist, well, do you want the twist or are you going to watch it?
No, I'm going to watch it.
Right,
Don't give me the twist.
I'll not give you the twist.
But yeah, so that was don't start.
Oh, there is a twist. So who else is there? Yeah, there's Boris there at the front. Oh, they look so serious.
But I mean, the Bullingdon Club it's mainly noted for getting drunk and being really unpleasant, and they've smashed up restaurants and stuff like that.
Oh,
but I suspect that in amongst there's a sinister something to it that it's just a boys' dinner club or something. I don't know, but I don't trust them.
No, I don't trust them.
It's the simple thing. And if you look at the sort of people, I mean, it's the old boys network.
Oh yeah,
and I mean, Rishi Sunak is not. I don't think Sunak was ever in the Bullingdon Club.
No, he was too short. They thought he was a primary school guy that sneaked in.
Oh dear. Yeah, I wouldn't surprise me. I don't know. I mean, it's yeah, yeah, whatever. I'm just so. Every time I look at the Prime Minister now, all I see is Roland Rat. Actually, I don't. What I'm looking at when I see Rishi Sunak, particularly pictures, is I'm photoshopping Roland Rat onto him in my head. So, right, that was it as far as Bohemian Grove goes.
So is that Cecil Rhodes on the what's next slide?
Yeah, well,
obviously the one without the breasts.
Yeah, my two choices were Cecil Rhodes, Jill Dando. So why don't we make that the vote?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Channel, and people can subscribe to Chasing Dissent's YouTube channel, and then you'll be able to vote for the next episode.
Okay, people off the interwebs.
And either of those two is very interesting.
I shall put a poll up for the next couple of days, and you get the chance to vote. It will either be Jill Dando or Cecil Rhodes. Cecil Rhodes. Jill Dando's going to be. There's quite a lot known about the Jill Dando thing.
Well, is there?
Well, maybe not.
I mean, there have been documentaries. The thing with Jill Dando is there's a lot of noise. There's a lot of people with a lot of theories, and I personally, I veer towards the darker end of the rabbit hole, the sort of the pizza end of the rabbit hole. Put it that way.
Okay.
And I think, because there's not, generally speaking, there are not that many things that one could know. I mean, this whole Patsy, I mean, the guy, Barry George or whatever his name was. Yeah. I mean, the guy might as well have had a T-shirt with Patsy written on it. Come on. I mean, it's like, London's answer to Lee Harvey Oswald.
Let's not go into it. Let's wait for the rabbit hole to make
let's see. But either of them, and I mean, Cecil Rhodes, most people may not even, there's potentially people that
I don't know much about Cecil
Rhodes / listening that have never heard the name Cecil Rhodes before. But that man is still influencing what's going on in this world.
So you're available next Thursday?
I'm available for Extra Carrots, but I'll need a couple of weeks to do another rabbit hole.
We'll do Extra Carrots on Thursday. I'll come up with the subject at very short notice. And then I'll lead that
was
one
fun
through.
last week, by the way.
Yep. And then we'll do extra
No,
carrots.
it was nice. Yep. Cool.
And then, so you've got 2 weeks to get your Cecil Rhodes or Jill done. Right, let's have a quick look at the chat. How long have we got? Well, we're just over there, so that's not bad.
Well, no, I mean we can keep going for a bit if there's some interesting questions or people have some comments or anything that I got
Ben
wrong.
Says plug tomorrow's show. Yes, we have a show tomorrow night called All In that begins at 9 o'clock. It's usually a bit wild. Although, let's face it, none of our shows are dull. Well, I don't think they're dull. In fact,
you guys are never dull.
Yeah. Right.
You're never dull. No.
Bloody hell. Let's see. Going through the chat. I don't know what that was about. But gentle stretching help, Shalini? Sounds interesting. Somebody's got a creaky back. Bum, 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 bum. Hobbling around the village. Where are we? Boom, boom, boom. There's no super chats. There's no what would you call it?
Cool.
Ko-fi donations or anything. So just a quick scan through the chat. All looks fairly straightforward. Something about a young Joe Biden that could have been. He has been in the Senate for 120 years.
No questions or anything like that.
Well, here's a question. Andrew says, wasn't the Bullingdon Club born out of the older Hellfire Club in England and Ireland? I don't know. Was it?
I'm not sure.
Was it?
Let me have a quick look.
Do some research. Do some research, man. Find out if there's lizard people involved. The Hellfire Club. Is the Hellfire Club real, or was it just a Hammer horror movie thing?
I think it was a real club. Let me just check.
Bum, 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 bum.
Well, they're from different time periods. The Hellfire Club existed in the 18th century, whilst the Bullingdon Club is 1780. And they both cultivated a reputation for vice and scandalous behaviour. The Hellfire Club was known for indulgent debauchery, while the Bullingdon Club gained notoriety for destructive riots and vandalism. Power and wealth were prerequisites to join both clubs. Political influence went hand in hand with membership. Hellfire Club members included aristocrats and politicians. Bullingdon Club members came from wealthy landed families. Both used pseudonyms and secret rituals. Hellfire Club members took on mock religious names like Satan, Beelzebub. Bullingdon members called each other by numbers like number 1, number 2 during their rituals. However, the Hellfire Club had more of an anti-Christian stance with blasphemous ceremonies and hedonistic values. The Bullingdon Club lacked this spiritual/occult orientation. Their focus was more on boisterous revelry and displays of excess. Historically, the two clubs reflected the privileged but unruly behaviour of English elites. Overall, the values of hedonism, vice, power bind the Hellfire and Bullingdon clubs across the centuries. So, yeah, both a bunch of rich douchebags, pretty much.
Okay. Right, okay, I think that pretty much does us then for the evening.
Cool.
I'd like to thank you
It's been
for,
fun. I hope people have enjoyed it.
An interesting rabbit hole, Ed. Thank you very much. I've enjoyed it. I hope you have people
Thank you
out
for
there.
hosting me, as always.
Oh, it's been our pleasure. And we will put the poll up so you can decide what you're going to be watching in 2 weeks' time. On Thursday, we'll have an extra carrots, and we'll decide what that's going to be very close to the event itself, because it's usually something I just bring up off the top of my head or something like that and do.
I thought the monoliths were fun.
Yeah. Well, I didn't discover them until the morning, and I thought, oh, there's stuff in there, so I spent a couple hours on it, and yeah, it was okay. But we'll see what we can dig up for Thursday. Something that's not on, something that's not terribly obvious, but something that we can dig into. So with that, thanks again, Ed. Thank you, people of the interwebs. Thank you, citizens of Veridora. Thank you, members of the channel, which we have 3. Just to clarify, we have Bex, Amy, and Shalini. That's the only 3 members we have on the channel. So Ben had a chat with someone earlier on, but they don't appear to be paying into our channel, which is unfortunate. But as I said, as Ben said, contact me on Twitter and I'll see what's happening. But I don't know where the money's going because it's not coming here. So I will bust my gut to make sure it does. And with that, anything you want to say, Ed?
No, just thanks for joining us and look forward to talking to you next week.
So thank you again and good night. It's been great for you.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with, now they looking nervously. And I don't really care what you think of me respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better, see. I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking recipe. I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking small when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm 10 feet next to me. I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way. I can't contain it, I'm coming out with a statement. You really changed, man, all your music and arrangement. You don't know shit, shut your mouth, you can save it. I'm the same dude that got his come up from the basement. 100 songs, 100 weeks, didn't change it. Experiments, development, intelligence, and patience. I'll do it all again, cause I never feel complacent. Let's keep the good vibes, positivity's contagious. I'm never looking back, cause I made a life that's passionate. A college graduate suppressing all his talents, yeah. He found a way to go and change, become an advocate. For taking control of your life, go out and battle. And you think you have a dream, then act on it. Get after it, get out your head and fucking capture it. You got one life to master it. Don't give up on your future, we all start losers. We're all late bloomers, gotta struggle through the sewer. What you say, yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it